Right now at 6 o'clock, a former police officer has been linked to dozens more crimes after he was already arrested for a different reason.
A date has been set for the redo of Bridgeport's Democratic primary. How much time voters have before deciding at the polls.
Also, what's being done to help people struggling to afford a Thanksgiving dinner. We'll have a look at who's helping to pay it forward.
All local, all morning. This is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
6 o'clock, good Thursday morning. Thanks so much for starting your day off with us, America Arias.
And I'm Tim Lambers. Yes, good morning. Let's get you the forecast because, my goodness, if you're just hoping for a little more warmth, you got today, and it looks like you got tomorrow too, Matt.
You stayed under the blankets yesterday, didn't you?
Yeah, I kind of did. Had nothing to do with the weather.
Welcome back. Nice to see you, Erica. And yeah, going to be mild today. Temperatures over the next couple days. A little better this morning and high surging. All right, maybe surging is overplaying the hand a little bit, but it's alliterative. The surging to the 60s. We do have some rain coming in overnight Friday into early Saturday, and that's going to bring the cold back. We'll talk about that coming up. Satellite radar picture is fine. Very light wind out of the west-southwest. Temperatures, yeah, this isn't bad at all. 36 in Hartford, 35 in Torrington. Look at the numbers on the shoreline. 43 to 47 in New Haven. Willimantic. Got to goose those numbers a bit. 28 degrees. On the way up to our lucky 61 later on. Love that. Sunny now. Well, as the sun comes up in about an hour. Sunny later. Bus stop forecast looking good. We'll talk about that cold return to reality that's coming up in a few minutes. How about a reality check on the roads? Good morning, Rachel Piscatelli.
Hey, good morning, Matt. We are following one incident out on the roads and also a road closure to tell you about too. The first one is going to be over in Woodbridge. This is what's out here since yesterday afternoon. This was a tractor trailer versus a pole that had wires associated with it. So Route 69 Litchfield Turnpike Road is closed between Raymond Street and Bond Road because there are still wires down on the roadway. So just be mindful of that. We'll let you know when that clears. We are also following this incident over in Hartford now. 84 eastbound out by exit 51. I did get confirmation that the exit 51 on ramp to 91 is closed at the moment because of this two-vehicle crash. We have emergency crews that are out there and starting to see very heavy delays building in the area because of this crash. Again, 84 eastbound out by exit 51. That on ramp to 91 is closed at 6:02 Tim and Erica because of a two-vehicle crash. We'll keep you posted on when that reopens.
We are following some breaking news coming out of Killingly this morning for you. Firefighters are responding to a large fire at what appears to be a vacant building. This is in the 200 block of Ballowville Road. How the fire was reported about 1 a.m. Officials are telling us that they're not aware of any injuries at this point, but we're working to get more details for you from officials, so we hope you stay with us here at Fox 61 and on Fox 61 Plus for updates throughout the morning. Meantime, a former police officer in Glastonbury and New Britain is facing more legal trouble this morning.
Yeah, police arrested him yesterday on burglary charges while he was already in court for different charges. Fox 61's Brooke Griffin is live in Old Saybrook with the developing details of this case. Brooke, why are you there in Old Saybrook?
Yeah, so we're actually here in Old Saybrook because this location here, the Pizza Palace behind me, is one of the locations that police say Hemingway has hit in that time. Now they're calling him a serial burglar after he hit at least 30 different locations across southern New England earlier this year. They say that Hemingway broke into at least those 30 businesses. Now that's across Connecticut, Rhode Island, and also Massachusetts between February and June, all while he was still a Glastonbury police officer. Officers are now shedding some light on what locations that he's hit. They say he broke into the old Wethersfield Country Store in February and stole a cash drawer with about $200 or so in it. Then in May, that's when the Pizza Palace comes in. They say that he broke in here, although they haven't actually said if he was able to steal anything. Investigators tell us he resigned from his position back in September and moved to New Jersey. He was extradited to Connecticut when he was charged for illegally using a police database to search if they were investigating him for those crimes. While he was in court yesterday for the computer crimes charges, police say that he was taken into custody for the burglary charges as well. So this is something that's very developing. We're still learning learning where exactly those locations are across the 3 states, those 30 different crimes that he allegedly committed. We're working to find that out. But as for today, he's going to be arraigned in Middletown for this Old Saybrook charge. And then tomorrow he's going to be arraigned for the Old Weathersfield charge. We're going to keep you up to date with all of this, of course, and have that information for you later on. Live in Old Saybrook, Brooke Griffin, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Brooke, thank you for that report. That was certainly a lot to get to. All right, 6:05 this Thursday morning. A Shelton couple who's accused of hosting a party right before a teenager was killed are expected in court today. Police said Paul and Susanna Leifer allowed minors to drink alcohol and didn't stop a fight that broke out during that party. That was back in May of 2022. Authorities said the fight continued then at a second location where 17-year-old James McGrath was stabbed to death. In addition to the criminal charges, the Leifers now face multiple lawsuits. The families of 2 teens who were stabbed in the fight are both seeking damages, as is the family of the teen who died.
This morning in West Hartford, union workers at Starbucks say they're joining more than 5,000 workers from all around the country to walk off the job. They're protesting the coffee chain's annual Red Cup Day. Now, that's a big day when the company hands out tens of thousands of reusable cups. It's one of the busiest days of the year for Starbucks. Organizers say they also want to send a message that they are tired of staffing shortages and a lack of proper scheduling.
First responders and volunteers will gather in Newington this morning to hand out hundreds of turkeys to people in need. That's happening at the Stu Leonard's on the Berlin Turnpike. Looking at some video from the same thing last year. Organizers said those donations will benefit neighbors, but also food pantries and homeless shelters. Today's event will begin at 11 a.m. Later this afternoon in Hartford, volunteers will take part in a Thanksgiving give back. Teens and other community members are all going to volunteer their time to assemble around 100 winter wellness care packages for youth who are unhoused. Those packages will have personal hygiene products, winter clothing, and some non-perishable food. That's happening between 4 and 6 p.m. at the Urban League of Greater Hartford offices, which are on Woodland Street.
Right to Bridgeport now. We now have a date for the redo of the Democratic primary. It's going to be held on Tuesday, January 23rd. Now, this is only going to be for the mayoral race. And the only names on the ballot will be John Gomes and Mayor Joe Ganim. You may remember that a judge ordered a new primary after video evidence of absentee ballot fraud surfaced back in September's primary. Now, if Gomes wins the primary, then there's going to be another general election for that race at the end of February. If Ganim wins, the race is settled and he stays in office. Right now in Orange, police are looking for a driver accused of hitting a woman and then taking off. Officers say 43-year-old Krishida Mohammadi was hit by 2 cars on Boston Post Road on Tuesday night. The first car didn't stop. Officers say the second driver stopped and is cooperating. A person who saw the incident is speaking with Fox 61.
They literally left her there like she was an animal. Then another car came maybe 10 seconds later and hit her again. Man, if I wish I could turn back the hands of time, I would have maybe even yelled at my window hey, you need to move to a safer area. That area is not safe. I think she thought that she was safe because she was in the middle. She's like in a little bubble.
Now, if you were in the area of the McDonald's on Boston Post Road just before 6:20 Tuesday night and you saw what happened, you're asked to please call police. Students are calling for change after messages of hate were reportedly found on a wall inside of a bathroom at Central Connecticut State University. Students say the racist and anti-Semitic graffiti was found and reported on Monday in the Seth North Residence Hall. Those messages have since been taken down. Police are investigating the incident. Students we spoke with say they wouldn't expect this to happen at Central.
It's just not something I would expect to be especially happening on this campus. I mean, it's completely unacceptable. I don't understand why there has to be so much hatred.
University President Zulma Toro said in a statement, "I'm asking all of you to join me in supporting our friends and colleagues who are impacted by this crime and to speak out against hate and intolerance."
It's a big game tonight for the UConn women after losing to NC State on Sunday and dropping to number 8 in the AP poll. Tonight they'll be in front of a home crowd at Gamble Pavilion facing off against number 20 Maryland. Game time is set for 6:30. Both teams are 1-1 on the season. The Hartford Wolfpack got a big win yesterday at home. They beat the Springfield Thunderbirds 5-1. 3 of those goals came in the first period. The team played yesterday morning in what they called the school day game, as kids from local schools from all over got to take a field trip. There they are to watch the Pack up close at the XL Center.